wonder how many miles you can drive going 0 miles an hour. You do the math in your head on that one. Oh, welcome to Saturday. Trying to get to one of my beautiful hot spots. Trying to see if I can add some major history to the collection today. It's the perfect day indeed. Well, we'll talk about that later. Let me go ahead and try to make my way up there. It's taking forever. Welcome one and all to this beautiful Saturday. I'm trying to make it to this ancient creek, but I have to make a couple of cuts. I gotta make the cut through a couple other ones first. Important moment for me right now. February. Springtime's right around the corner. Yes, sir. It's going to be a little bit toasty today. It's going to be about 65, 66. Got the small jacket on. And why does this have to happen the second I even roll up in here? First airplane all day. Go figure, I got to start talking. But these things right here. First time wearing these things in the past 4 months. About to get the feet wet. I guarantee you this thing's going to be a little bit cold. Join me for the next minute. Oh yeah, that is cold. Oh yeah, that's cold. Nothing like this kind of challenge here though. Get to feel the cold waters for the first time in a while. Yeah, that's kind of frigid. But once they're wet, they stay wet, but they'll eventually warm up, they will. Oh yeah, that's frigid. What the beavers have been doing. Hanging out. I've had great luck out here in this region, but I'm about to try to pull something today. I am about to pull some major things. That is, I have this concept though. I kind of thought about this last Saturday, I think it was. Let's just say I'm in the same area, but a different location from exactly a week ago. And I found next to nothing at all. Next to nothing. Only 2 little, cool, perfect arrowheads. And about 6 little broken, insignificant shards of pottery. That was all. So I decided to come back out into the same area today. Because it's the complete opposite of what it was last weekend. At this time. And I dealt with it already today. When I came out to this area last Saturday, there was no traffic. It took about 30 minutes to get here. And as you saw from the beginning of the video, the very beginning of the video, all that traffic we had to sit in, the complete opposite of what I had to go through last weekend. And it cost me another hour. And I'd say it took me about an hour and a half to get this far. To get out here. An hour and a half. But also you got to think about the contrast of the weather. Exactly a week ago, not too far from where I'm standing now, it was about 30 degrees colder. 30 degrees colder. So I'm trying to think about the contrast. What happens if I go out to roughly the same location a week later? When things have been flipped. I wonder if they're going to flip us on into some history today, that is, since I recovered next to nothing at all last weekend. Recovered next to nothing. I was praying that 2022 was going to be a very monumental year when it came to that hobby. We'll see today. It's only 11 o'clock. Let me go ahead and get to where we need to go in order to find it. Let's hope there's not going to be any obstacles in the way. Well, I'm just looking around at the moment, trying to see what kind of stuff might be out here. It's been a very long time since I've been out here. I think it was October. Early October was the last time I was out in this location. But I'm just looking around at the moment, standing in the frigid cold waters. But you're probably thinking to yourself and asking, you're saying, but Da Vinci, why are you complaining about the cold waters if you got boots on that go almost up to the knees? Well, I told you this before, that I had to drill holes in these things to get the water out, so they drain automatically. And you're probably thinking, why would you do such a thing? That's what creek walking boots are used for. I know, but I kind of, it's so, hold on. I just looked to the side. There's something white right there. There's one right there. I want to get the story out. Okay, that is one. I just got up in here, and I'm not even where I need to be. I got to keep going like I'd say another 1,000 feet. Maybe the beaver stacked that up. I just walked up in here. That's got to be one. And that might be a piece of pottery. I don't know over here. I see clay consistency on it. But let me get this story out. Wow, look at that thing. That is one. It's upside down. But I'll tell you something about the boots, though. I just mostly use these as like combat boots. They got heavy soles on the bottom, so I can walk through some things really easily. I just basically use them for the soles. That's it. Let the waters in. Let the waters do their thing inside the boots. I'm okay with that. As long as the feet don't go numb. As long as the feet don't go numb. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yes, sir. Right on the edge. Oh, it's intact. Why am I so excited about a rock? Yes, sir. What if the beavers did stack that thing up? It's around a whole bunch of white sticks. Whoa. Dang. I'm so glad I stepped down here. This is my entering spot. It is. Just a glance at what might be here. That's all. And then I saw the first one. Bam! I know it's kind of amateur, I know. Cool. Georgia boy stuff. Style. It could be the only one that we find today. Could be one of 16. Dang. Let's pray this is going to be a monumental run-through video to remember when I get back. So glad I came out here today. But you know what? If I came out to the same location last week, I still would have found it. True that. You know, I was thinking, I really could have come here last weekend, but I remember when I passed over a couple of bridges, I saw that the waters were running pretty rough out here. Pretty deep, pretty orange, pretty yellow, pretty green, whatever. So I decided to go to a spot that I knew was more like a little tiny tributary behind some subdivision being constructed, which is where I am again, just further down. Yeah, because there's one right there. Oh, I thought that was a bottom leg of a pot. Look at that. I thought that was the leg. I thought that was the under position of the leg of a bowl or something like that. Those things I come across every now and then. Oh, well, there's a little piece of pottery to go along with what I've already discovered. I'm not going to take the quartz. I probably won't take the pottery because it's very tiny and insignificant. Well, that one's got a design on it, though. Should I take its brother? Recover them together? Let me go ahead and add them to the pocket then. I want a very monumental, we desire and deserve a very monumental run-through video. We do. Yeah, but right now I know that the feet are kind of numb. The waters are still cold. I didn't feel like wearing the waders. I did not feel like putting on the uniform. The knight's uniform. I guess I can say that's what it feels like every single time I wear it. And plus, the more I wear it, the more likely I am to puncture holes in it when I have to cut through the briar bushes. Yeah, but I have a little concept for you I just discovered by myself a few minutes ago when I was trying to trek through the water. So what the heck am I getting myself into now? Beaverland. A different kind of Beaverland. But that's where I need to be right there to kind of begin the day. Who knows what is going to be over there historic? All I see is beaver tracks, beaver trails. Let's try to be careful not to hurt them or disturb their perfect little habitat out here. How did I do this last time? All I know is it's a lot warmer than what I'm going through now in the water. Yeah, but this one little concept is going to make you laugh a little bit. So I just discovered this when I was walking through the cold waters for the first time this year and getting the feet feeling numb. But I had this concept. It made me have some kind of bodily sensation. Down below, that is. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know, I felt like I had to have a bowel movement. Well, you know, I had to contain myself and not let it happen. So I had to hold back. But it started immediately when I got the feet wet. When I had the feet freezing cold in the water. And they're going to fly right above us. You know how that goes. They're going to fly right directly ahead of us. Right on top to drown out the audio. To make it harder for me to think. Let alone hear. And they're going to go as slow as humanly possible. I bet if they dropped the Native American marble down here, we'd be able to catch it on the fly. Yeah, but back to the story. Little concept of mine, you know, there's that idea that if somebody's sleeping or something like that, and you play a joke on them, and you put their fingers or their hand in like some warm water, it'll make them pee. It'll make them take a leak. Well, that's the same concept about this. If you want to have a bowel movement, stand in cold water. Either stand in cold water, or you can probably just take a cold shower, and that'll produce a bowel movement. Because now I don't have to go. I have no sensation to even go to move the bowels. But I guarantee the second I get back in there for more than about 38 seconds, I'm definitely going to have to feel like I have to drop a couple. Well, dang. Out of all this, nearly impossibleness, perfect filter for the one of the week, of the month, to be sitting right up in here. I know I just got started. What am I complaining about? Well, it should have been here. Easily should have been here. And this is all I collected in this entire gravel bar. That's it right here. I know it wasn't really worth the updates to show every single piece. When there are little cutting devices, I think I'll add it to the pocket. It is intact, even though it's amateur though. And then I gotta add another one. See a design on something right here. But it's not large and it's not ancient. Excuse my sinuses. Yeah, dang. I'm not gonna say what a bummer. It's just that, dang. Is that another piece? Nah. That's a cool little design on that one though. Add it to the run-through video. Add it to the stash. Should have added 3 perfectly intact spear tips though. Man, I wish it could have been better. My bad on that one. It's almost as if I should have just turned back after finding the little white one. The first one of the day. Keep going. Might still be out here. It's very easy to find the spear tips out here though. Really is. Just not at the moment. Oh dang. I mean, they're perfectly made out here. They're always intact. This white quartzite here, this quartzite, whatever it is some of the strongest in the region. It's a rarity just, to find them broken. But if we don't find them intact, they're just not going to be here. But you can't miss them. Same spot. Let me go ahead and test my eyes real quick, see how good they are. I think I might see one a long way from here. I'd say that's about 27 feet. Don't ask me how I can see something like that. Hold on, let me look in the foreground first. Weird though. Extremely weird. Because that's the first thing I picked up on when I looked up. You don't see it. Of course you don't. You don't have 2013 vision like I do. Let me see if I could walk directly to it. Let me pick up the jug first and break this piece of glass so the deer don't step on it. Yeah. Don't lose my eyesight on it. Could just be a rock though. I'm just trying to see how good my eyes are. Well, I know they're perfect, but no, it's just a rock. Well, due to the shadowing from the sun, I thought it was a piece of pottery. It's that black rock right there. Hold on. Let's go ahead and look in here. And these spear tips should be sitting right on top. Don't tell me I'm going to have to do Speedy Gonzalez through here today and just go to another spot. That might be the case. I've done that before and still made out okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking at right here. And it's just a rock. Weird, because I saw that at an angle. Oh, nothing. So far, nothing today. So incredibly weird with this. Even after a monumental foot event. The light stuff isn't jammed up in here waiting to be recovered. I guess they took it out. Dang. I know you're laughing. I know you are. Because Da Vinci can't find it. Jack. Can't recover anything that he hopes to find that's ancient, full of history of the human race out here. But that's all I found back there. Amateur scraper. Look how rubbed off that thing is right there. I'm not going to be recovering that thing. I know it's nice. It is. It's cool. Let's go ahead and leave it out here, though. I really haven't looked in here, though. Not at the moment. I'm trying to make my way to that side of the bank so I can climb up. But yeah, you're going to say, but Da Vinci, why don't you hold on to the scraper and add it to the historical collection? Well, because you look at it now and to me it's just a rock. Because of the laws out here of the waters and the sands are claiming it back. They're trying to erase, should I say this? You already know what I'm going to say. Time itself. The laws of time. They're trying to erase, I'm not going to say erase the human race, but you know what I mean. The way they work, the things that you create and leave out for them, they claim it back. So right now to me it's just a rock. They have claimed it back. Well, 64% of it. And shall they continue? And shall we also? Happy days are here again. You cannot miss this one. I think I see a bottom and a top might be fully intact. About dang time I found it in the water. Look at all this. How beautiful that is. They stand out so perfectly out here. And that is definitely got to be one. I think it's got the tip on it. Something's been holding it down. And you already know what it is. It's weird though, because the ones that I find out here that are black are bigger and more ancient. Like the black flint, black chert, whatever it is. The white ones are a lot younger. So I'm also looking for the black pieces. Dang, what an addition to the pocket. Still a little bit muddy. It's got the orange stuff all over it. Continue on. Can't believe it's already 12:45. It'll be dark in like 4 hours. Just kidding. You're talking about like maybe 6:15, 6:20. Still got a little bit of time left. Better add it to the pocket. Always love coming across these things for the horizon. My glass art. Cool. I was just thinking about this though. Seems that I haven't gone as far as I normally go at the moment. Even though this is just a really short trip out here. Really is. It just takes forever to look in the gravel bars. But I know exactly where I am now. Thought I was in a different location. Definitely okay with that. More promise to come. Boy, did they ever get high out here. You're talking about 10.5 feet. Look, they even did some landscaping, took out the leaves and all to give us some hope for the future. Well, you gotta remember, we didn't collect anything in the first big one that we came across. But there's always hope for the future. It's alright though, we collected 2 so far. Nothing wrong with looking. Of course it's gonna be small. Oh, and no design on it. Cool. Totally forgot to tell you one of my secrets, but it's not a secret. All the other professionals know about it. They do. Another perfect place to look is along the sides, where there's a slope, where it can be caught up, going up or down when the waters flow. Is it going to be there? Is it not? It's going to be intact, is it not? Oh, dang, they refashioned it. Crap. Yeah, they refashioned it. Well, it's probably there. I'm just looking at it like that. Like the whole top right-hand side is missing, but bam. It's intact. I can tell because of the backside. I always look in these areas right here. There's always bound to be one or even more. Back to the one I looked at earlier. See how good the eyes are. Yes, it is. Cool. Good day so far. A good mix of some things. At least we're up to 3 points. Catching up from last weekend's debacles. The moment I've been waiting for all day, practically for the past month. Maybe I should stand in the water more so I can really have a bowel movement at the moment. What do we have here in the sun? That is a large piece right here. If that tip is broken, I'm going to cry. That is humongous. Did it ever last? Oh boy. It survived. It survived out here. Boy, I sound like a sissy. That goes in the left jacket pocket, where nothing can touch it. Thank you, Lord, for this perfect day. Maybe it's to be carried in the hand the rest of the day. Man, how old is that? I'm not professional. I'm amateur. How did it survive out here? No telling. The balance of nature is what I know is the truth. Well, I'm about to turn around and get on out of here. There's something behind me I'm not going to be able to try to get around. Bam. I went up a little bit. It's probably up to the chest over there on the right hand side. It was kind of like that before, but I could work my way around it back in October. Not this time. And I'm not about to climb on top of that thing either. And I can't get up on the bank over here. It's too high. There's no drop down. Nothing here either. So that's all right though. This is all I found in this section here the last 25 minutes. I'm not going to collect it though. Could be some kind of cutting tool. Could be nothing at all. Yeah, I think that's just like a broken rock. Let's go ahead and toss that thing back. But then I picked up this masterpiece right here. Look at that. I thought it was a large spear tip about the size of my hand at a certain angle. I saw that in the water. I almost flipped out. But at least we already flipped out once already today, right? Let me go ahead and go to another location not too far from here. Got to make some phone calls first. Got to do that thing right, honestly. Not that long of a walk back. Might be able to get back in less than 12 minutes. Perfect day. See you at the next spot. Take that back. You know I kept on going. I had to scramble up on the bank up here and climb down. But I think I just made a discovery. Hold on one second. Let me find a place to put down the jug. Well, there's no place to put it. There go the clay soils right there. There's a piece of the pot. Well, I don't know. I got to pick it up though. But there's one shell. There's a point, I think. I don't know. It might be just a broken piece of quartz. Hold on. Let me find a place to put the jug down. amateur archaeologist. Hey, look what I found though. Should I leave it out here? Piece of an ancient ashtray from like 1981. I think I'll add it to the pocket just because it's artistic. But I know that's an ashtray. Well, not 100% fact, but let me go ahead and, well, that is one. Well, dang, it's broken. But there's something else more important in front of us though. Well, let me toss it back. Yeah, I already got 4 perfect ones and one that's probably early archaic paleo, but check this out. Is there a design on it? Yeah, that's got some kind of rubbing design on it. But there's something else that I came over here to take a look at besides the pottery that's just sitting here. All the stuff is in the same spot. But there's one shell. Never came across a spot like this. There's another one. There's another one. You know how I love... Hold on. I just saw... Dang, there's like 7 more. There's one. You know how I love making big discoveries. There's like 7 more in here. They're pretty deep though. Wonder if they're dropping out of the bank. But do sales get that high? You're gonna say, but the Vinci, look around even more, but look how deep it is. Look at that. I can't see because of glare of the sun. I'll have to come back later. Really though, this is a great discovery. Who knows, these things probably just dropped on in here. From the bank right here. If you had floodwaters rushing through here, they're not just going to deposit the shells in one single spot. They would keep moving them along. They probably just dropped right in. But who knows? I'm just getting out, trying to do what I do, my little hobby thing on a Saturday. Can't stop thinking about that masterpiece in the pocket. Is that another piece of the pot right here? So many things I picked up that were just a leaf or a piece of bark. Just like that. I'm not going to collect these shells. I'm just going to leave them as is. That's a great find for today, but we got to get up the creek. Or down the creek and then up the creek. Let me go ahead and get on out here. For real though, this time. Before I head on out, let me take a look at what this thing is right here. Stuck in the ground. Uh-oh. How am I going to add this thing to the pocket? Talk about an ancient device. A nice sword. Go figure. I don't mean go figure in the wrong way. Or like a sarcastic way. It's just, I don't know what's going on in my life. We just found a sword. Because they know I'm a child. It's even got diamonds on it. Encrusted jewels. Let's add it to the pocket. The deep one on the right. You guys crazy. Perfect thing on the way out of here. What else is going to be up the creek? You know it's going to be us. Let's hope I don't speak that forward in the wrong way. We'll get to that when I get up there. Guess where I am? About to do it right. Dang. Ready to go. We're at place number 2. Got only about a few hundred feet to go in here. Sun's going to be setting within an hour and a half. But we've already had a perfect day, ladies and gentlemen. We have. Let's pray that it continues forward. Yeah. Looks like a baby preform. I'll tell you what, though. I was thinking about this morning before I even started. I said something before I even, well, yeah, kind of like before I even got out of bed. I said, if we have such a monumental day today, will I lay back, lay off on Sunday? Like, will I go to like Goodwills and stuff and look for extra signs for us to take note of when it comes to life? Yeah, the days are still short, they are. We're limited to how far we can go out, what we can do because of the sun going down so early. Still that is. Yeah. But I thought about that because we hadn't been to Goodwill in a while to look for the signs of what they got us to find. But they guided us to many perfect things today. Every single point that we have found today has been ancient, immaculate, and very old. Well, my mind is wandering. I'm looking. I'm thinking at the same time. Well, I'm trying to take note of the time. Dang, look at that. Looking. But you know what? If I don't find any more points today, I'm fine with that. Let me go and add it to the pocket. Well, both of them, that is. Talking about that too. What a day indeed. There's a warm breeze blowing through. Quite different than what it was back in October. I'm not going to say that I'm expecting to find 5 more after we found 5 today. I know you heard me right. We did 5. We found that broken one when I was getting ready to turn back around. And I never kept it. Tossed it back up on the bank. The tip was barely broken. Is that one right there? I don't know. It's not like I lost the motivation to look because I've already collected some nice ones today. I'm still in the mood to look around. I'm just trying to catch up from last weekend. Yeah. Those little mishaps. I'm not saying that we had a bad time. I'm not saying that we didn't find what needed to be found. We made some great collections last weekend. We did, absolutely. No, that's not one. Had some perfect collections last weekend. But the one thing that got me was the second spot had nothing in it at all. Nothing. Is that usable? Let me go ahead and add it to the pocket just in case. I don't know what it is though. I was thinking about this little hobby of ours recently. I had this thought the other day about the patterns of how it happens. And I told you this before. And you see it happen in real time. On how if I'm talking about the good stuff, and I'm not talking about the history, if I'm saying good things out here in heaven, some of my concepts, my philosophy, whatever it is that I choose to share, it's almost as if they walk me right into something. But I also had a thought about something else on the flip side of things. Some of the stuff that I talk about is pretty deep. You might get scared of it, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are, what your feelings are when it comes to that kind of stuff. Wistful thinking. Great optical illusion right there. But there have been many times where I had an idea about something else. What if? What if I'm talking about something really deep and I make a giant discovery about something right in front of my face? That's pretty, but it's nothing but a perfect rock. So think about this. What if they did it? What if timing was so perfect with the things that we find and recover? The most significant, while I'm saying certain things. What if they do that to interrupt me? I thought about that the other day. It seems too good to be true every time I find something. When I'm saying something real cool, real interesting. And then I practically walk into exactly what we're looking for. I don't know about that though. Maybe I gotta do some EVP sessions around the mountains and stuff like that to try to get an answer. Maybe they can tell me. Tell us. Did I discover that here a long time ago? It looks like a stone preform. It's probably what that is. I'm not going to take it though. Let them keep working on it. We'll find the real deal Holyfield later. Down the creek or something. I'm just taking it slow, am I? Look at that giant preform. Look at this optical illusion right here. You talk about a giant preform spear tip. Dang, look at that. And it's just a rock. Put it back the way we found it. But you're right. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm stepping on a plant. I'm still expecting to find a few out here since the rain showers last weekend. Well, last week. Wonder if they're going to hold back and say you already found your perfection. You found exactly what you're looking for the month, for the day, for the weekend. And therefore, you're not going to get anything else. You have found the perfect object. Possibly paleo. I don't know yet, though. I got to do my research. But there's nothing wrong with a few more. Well, yeah, cool. I hope you're pulling for me too, to find a few more today. It'd be nice to catch up on it. Oh, what's that thing over there? I see a weird looking rock, but look at that finger pointer rock right there. Nothing but assorted pottery in this one so far. Is that a broken tip? Broken thing? That could be a broken one though. Of course I'm not going to take it. Here's the thing I was looking at. That thing. It's a weird, looks like a fingerprint. I mean, like a human fingerprint on a rock. Quartz rock. Well, dang, look at that architectural masterpiece. That's cool. Too big to add to the pocket, though. You're gonna say, but Da Vinci, that's Native American architectural rock art. Take it. No, I'm not gonna keep taking their art pieces. I'll recover killing devices to get it out of here. And the shattered pottery shards, but I'm not going to take the real art. Dang. Let me go ahead and try to keep moving really quickly. It's taking a while. And clock is ticking. I'll tell you what. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, to find one in here? No, not one. 3 or 4? I haven't found one in here before, and I can't really see because of the glare of the screen. Not the screen, but the sky. I know you can't see anything either. Maybe I'll just catch a glimpse of something. But here's 2 things that I found. I'm not going to keep them though. There's that one, busted off completely. And then this weird cutting device, I thought this might have been something. Look at the micro-napping on that. That's definitely some kind of tool. But we'll just leave it out here. Dang. Water just splashes right up in the eyes. Interesting how it does that though. You know what, I was thinking about something though. For a while now, I'd say for at least the past 6 or 7 months, I've been trying to pay very close attention to the way I do things before I do something. Doing things forward in a different way. Make sure I don't cause something else to happen in my life that is on a negative sense. Idea. Whatever. So I'll give you an idea about the things I've been trying to focus on. Like the signs around me and stuff like that. For instance, I told you the first thing I put up on the shelf when I redid my studio and cleaned it out. Put things in the closet, that kind of thing, in the crates. And what I did was the only thing that I left out on the shelf, besides the Da Vinci style pieces of engineering, the art pieces, was a set of teeth. I'm looking. Don't want to slip either. Yeah, but those set of teeth, the pieces of plaster, representative of somebody's teeth at the bottom row. And what I did was I put that up on a shelf, but then there was something else that I put up on the shelf about a week and a half ago, and I recently took it off. A fired bullet. A bullet that I found. I can't remember where I found it though. But it was a fired bullet. Still had the lead inside of it, and half the casing was missing, all bent up, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was pretty artistic. And I put it up on the shelf, and I thought about this when I got home. When I looked at them side by side, I was like, that's not a good sign for us. I think I'll go ahead and take the bullet off. I didn't like what I saw. Man, who knows what's in there? Gotta have the perfect light to see it, though. Trying to use my eyes. Yeah, but I didn't like what I saw in that. The combination of the two. A fired used bullet and some teeth. Some plaster teeth. And it made me think about something like forensics or something like that. It really startled me at the moment, and I didn't like it because it made me feel that, what if that developed into something else? It could have been a sign. It could have been a sign out there that somebody was dumped in the woods or something like that. wherever we might go in different places. And the only thing that was going to identify them was what? Their teeth. So I kind of wasn't really hoping that was the case, but also thought about something else. What if I kept that up there and something happened like that to me later? I didn't want to take the chance. I'm talking about stuff like that when it comes to things that you're doing. And I started studying different things when it comes to details of life and all. How we do things. Does it create a different layer within the universe in our own existence? It's just strange to talk about this though. Yeah, so I was just looking at this news report about this young girl, probably about 18, 19 years old, college girl. And she was killed in a single vehicle accident on 75 or something like that. And glass, plastic. Let's go ahead and get it out of here, add it to the pocket. But yeah, so basically I was looking at some of her family pictures that they uploaded to the internet to tell her story about how she wanted to do certain things once she graduated school, get a job, all that kind of normal human being type stuff. Wanted to buy a motorcycle. And there was this one picture that I saw that kind of, I don't know, it's a real strange feeling that I got. Okay, so there was this one picture that she was in the kitchen or something like that. And there was a shadow cast upon the wall from the light behind her. A scary thought hit me though when I looked at the picture of the shadow. It was her shadow. But what it represented was something that I kind of had to think about really deeply though. This is when this all started with me, trying to figure out ways to make sure I wasn't writing my own doom by just doing. And what happened was I looked at the picture and their shadow represented like a person laying in the coffin. You know, the shadows are a symbol of death in a different way. They are. It's the dark side of things. And I kept looking at the picture and I was like, that looks like somebody laying in a coffin. Like their hands, you can see the outline of the arms. You can see the hair. But like the hair was laid down. And I started thinking about it. What if that was the point in which that happened? That it was already written in history because of one single pose against the wall. I guess we all have to be careful, but you can't really stop it though. Maybe if she turned around, she probably would have seen it. Maybe if she looked at the picture, she would have seen the other side of things. I don't know. You're going to say, but Da Vinci, why don't you try to get a job like that where you can look at everybody's pictures and try to figure out how to make things keep going in a good way? Boy, this is going to be pretty deep right up in here. I've done it before, but it is cold out here. Dang, what should I do? I don't want to stop. I still have some time left. Who's ready to go swimming in February? Yeah, but let me go ahead and tell you this story about one of my coworkers, though. When I was thinking about the way things happen, and people, oh yeah, that thing's up to the, look, only I gotta go like 11 feet. Pansy is past the knees. It's well up to the thighs. Yeah, but let me tell you about one of my coworkers now. He came to the desk around where I was sitting. Oh yeah, that's almost up to the boys in this winter time. And so basically, they were just in there talking, and he was starting to tell us a story. He was starting to tell us a story about how he was so lucky that he had a dash cam. And I thought dash cams were really cool. You know, it'd be nice if I had one so I can do my driving videos hands-free. That would be really interesting though. I don't have to hold the iPhone up with my hands. Or I don't have to set it up on the tripod and get the bouncy images all the time. You know, the vibrations. And so he was telling us a story about how all the times that he was able to go to court with a valid story because he captured, when he was involved in an accident, he was able to capture who was at fault within the dash cam videos. And he told us, I think, about a month and a half after he got the dash cam, he told us all the accidents that he was involved in, that people were doing all these crazy things around him. You know, where they would just sideswipe him, they would just keep on going. And he'd have to chase him down, all that kind of stuff. And how lucky he was that he had a dash cam. 4 major accidents that he was involved in, that he had to prove that it wasn't his fault. The things that he would have to go through. I can't see jack, the sun is directly in my eyes. And I thought to myself, just like in the movie The Matrix, when the Oracle told Neo, would you have broken the vase if you didn't say anything? Would you have broken the vase? Would you have turned around and knocked it over if you didn't say anything first? And I was sitting there thinking about his scenario. Would he have gotten in those accidents? Would they have happened if he never had the dash cam video? If he didn't have the dash cam? He said his vehicle was totaled 3 different times in all these different accidents he was involved in. But he had to prove that it wasn't his fault. And 2 of them were hit and runs. Ain't that some stuff right there? But yeah, I definitely had to think about that. On how things happen. Maybe, and I didn't say anything to him about it though. I didn't say that. I didn't say, hey, would they have happened? Yeah, nothing. Would they have happened if you didn't get the dash cam? And I thought about getting one too. But what if I got one, would I have an issue with vehicle accidents all the time? I just want to record cool videos, that's it. I just try to record cool videos. But he took it to a different level for some reason. I don't know what caused it. Maybe I should say something to him about it. But I know he's probably not a spiritual human being at all. Probably doesn't think about that kind of stuff. On how there's always an effect due to a cause of what you do. And 90% of the human race out there, I would say, has absolutely no clue. Yeah, so needless to say, I've been trying to focus on things like that. Try to make sure I don't do something ahead of time that's going to lead to something bad. If anything, I try to make it where it leads to something good. Even if it doesn't have to do with my own life. Looks like there's not going to be anything up in this place. I'm going to have to keep on going in a different direction. Dang. Yeah, they're going to pull this stuff right out over this thing. I'll tell you something though, there's something in front of me that I can't really wrap my head around in a different way. Probably the most magical, perfect gravel bar out here. Look at that spear tip. Fake. And I'm yet to recover anything out of it. Never have recovered anything out here in that gravel bar. And it's probably the best one out here. The only thing I found recently was a blue plastic ball. And that was it. You're going to say, but common sense, Da Vinci, come on now, you know better than that. Someone keeps beating me to the punch out here. Well, that's probably the case. You can't tell if there's footprints. Because there's so much gravel that 8,000-year-old spear tips can hide in. That's nothing I can tell because of the consistency of it. Triangulation. And it's just a bunch of rocks piled up on top of each other. I don't know if today's going to be the day. But that's the reason I came out at this moment, this hour, to try to think and hope and find it for the first time. Where's a busted blade? Not gonna keep it though. Yeah, some kind of busted blade right here. Leave it. If my busted collection keeps getting fatter, it's that, baby. Nah, it's too fat on one side. I just threw it backwards. Dang, but fellas, come on now. I know you keep wondering yourself, how come I can't collect anything out here? Guess I'll have to keep on trying. Maybe I'll find another blue ball instead. Well, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm hoping there's going to be something out here. I haven't covered a major gravelly part. But nothing yet. I'm just looking around. Still got a long way to go backwards, about 1,000 feet behind us. I'm trying to hit this spot first though, because I know it's going to take some time. But nothing wrong with another penis rock. You guys are crazy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Maybe the natives weren't up this far. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out things when it comes to that aspect of the history of it all. Still nothing. I know you're letting out that big sigh. What a shame. And the creek flows right through here. Look at what I added to the hand. It's nothing though, they're toys, they're fakes. But I think I'll collect them just because they're perfect in a different way. Perfect game pieces. Hold on, let me look in here first. Really quickly, I have less than an hour to get through some other ones. I can't really rush the time so summer can get here quickly. You just have to be patient. We're already on the uphill when it comes to the seasons. Mid-February right now. Then it's going to be March. Times are going to change. Got to be patient. Can't really rush it. You're asking for trouble with that. But dang. Collect that one just because it's a quartz rock. It looks like it might have been rubbed off. Could have been just some kind of amateur piece. Look at that. Weird. Different kind of perfection in that one. Same thing here. Look at that. You're going to say, but Da Vinci that is one. No, it's not. Soft, schist or something. Don't want to do a strength test on it. The laws out here did it nicely. And then some kind of rock that looks like it's got an ear on it collected because of that. They want me to listen instead of look, I guess. But dang, only white thing out here really, it looks like an artifact. And I have to toss it back. Bam. Well, at least there's one thing here that might be added to the pocket. It might be too big. Could be a piece of a crock. Yep, it's green color. Still slimy. Dang, that's a nice one. Let me go ahead and add this to the pocket, I guess. I don't know if they'll fit. That's an interesting one right there, old school. Colors of the Leti. Only real thing recovered out here. Keep on going, clock's ticking. Dang. Now I get to walk through the water that's up to the waist just about. I went through all that just to get wet and cold. I don't know if I should keep going or not. Look how low the sun is getting. I'm not going to see anything in the dark anyway if I did choose to keep going. The reason I asked should I keep going is because don't ask me how I saw this in water in some rocks. You know I'm adding it to the pocket. It's part of the Leti. Matches this. Even the lines on the inside match it. But dang. It's almost as if they're just trying to tell me that I found the treasure of the day. Earlier today. It's almost as if they're trying to tell me that we're done for today. So should I keep going or just go ahead and call it a day? Last chance looking around. Think it's about time that I go. It's getting too dark out here. Got a little bit of ways to get back. I'm just out looking at the balance right here. Look at that. That's wild. How that rock was placed there due to the waters out here. But this is all I found so far in this. Some weird looking rock. Look at that. Sound all crazy. Because it's cold again. My sinuses are running, but look at this finger pointed rock too. A mechanical one. That's a nice one right there. Add it to the pocket. Add it to the collection. I'm going to go. I'll see you back at the studio. One last shot. You can see it a mile away. So glad I kept on going. Don't know what you're going to find. So dark you can barely even see what's on the screen, but I know, is it flat? It's flat, it's flat. Oh, the tip is busted. Not really broken, but definitely salvageable. Add it to the pocket. See you later. Talk about a perfect day out in heaven. Let's go and empty out the bag really quickly, but carefully, to go over what we recovered out there today. But you know, don't worry. One thing is definitely not in the bag. There you go. You're looking right at today's collection. Today's recovery session out there in the semi-warm weather. 60 something degrees out there today. We hit it right on this one. Very unexpected, kind of. Took us a while to get out there too. But get a look at that. I know you're probably looking at a couple of them. Want to know what the heck they are. How come you never saw them before? But boy. A lot of great things collected. Who knows what I'm going to recover tomorrow? If I choose to go out. It's supposed to be like 42 degrees tomorrow, as opposed to what it was today. Still got to make that decision. But this one's going to be hard to beat for this month. Most definitely. Perfect day out there. And I was just talking about earlier during the day how it didn't look like 2022 was going to get started off right. What we were hoping for. But they definitely set us straight. Showed us the truth today in this one. Got some garbage up here I'm going to end up keeping. A few of them. Got it out of there. But it's the art involved of what the laws of nature did. Well, that piece right there is going to be thrown away. Just got the garbage out of there. But these pieces here, I'm trying to make some collections for these things. Trying to see what I can do with this. You know, play with the light, stuff behind it. Painting on the plastic. All this natural material and stuff that's stuck on the plastic that we left out there. That just ended up there. Can speak volumes when it comes to the world of art. And I definitely see it like that. Hey, look at that. You can't tell what's in the background. But then you play with it like this. And you're always on to something. Da Vinci style. I'll think about that later. But this one here. This one right here is shipping tape. But look what happened with it out there. I don't know what it was stuck to, what it came from. But look at what the laws of nature did to it. They added some of their own paint to it. They're the base foundation of my, I'm not going to call it real, like, knowledge base. I'm going to call it, like, artistic motivation. Once I started looking at this later, I was sitting there thinking to myself, what if I just took some shipping tape and just left it out there on something that would degrade away with time? And see, come back later and see what happens with it. But that right there, interesting. Definitely hold on to that piece right there. Yeah, cool. I'll save those for later. Got the knight sword. What is that, from Aladdin? Got the fake jewels on it. Weighs a ton because it's filled with sand. Probably still a little bit of water left inside of it. Don't let it get in the carpet, the rug. But dang. This one I have no idea. I know it's not from the good old natives. It's not. But it's the colors of the lady. And look at the construction of it. Is this an olden piece? Or was it from Pottery Barn back in 1993? I'm trying to understand it by looking at that. And the inside of it looks like it might be pretty dang old. And they put some artistic knowledge into this thing here. Definitely made it nice. Could still be pretty, new. Don't know. Can't Google the answer. Excuse my sinuses. Can't Google the answer on this one. Probably one of the best examples of an artistic version. It's not the normal flat, smooth surface ones. Whatever it is. Here's an ashtray. Cool. Part of one. Looks like a piece of art now. But it was meant to be a piece of art when it was an ashtray. Yeah, cool. Got some cool looking rocks here. Don't quite understand them. Maybe I'll understand it later. Hell, was broken off. Got the cobalt blue glass. Found one of these things here. For the girls. Opalescence in it. Iridescent. Very nice indeed. Piece of garbage. Just got it out of there. Part of a hose. Well, hold on. Why would you do something like this? Why would you paint a black line and a white line? Maybe I'll hold on this for a little while. That's puzzling to me. Weird. But look at how they designed the lines. They're not solid all the way through. It's like a cipher. It's like a code. Black, black, white, black, black. White, black, white, black, white. Huh. Definitely got to hold on to this. Weird. Cool. Garbage. Garbage. Just got it out of there because it's, kind of cool. Might use it for something later. This thing here, I don't know. Don't know if it's an old tool or if the beavers were added again. Weighs a ton, but there's nothing in it. Yeah. Solid as a rock. Still trying to understand if the beavers do this or not. Or if this is the Native Americans carving a bone. Definitely got to be the baby beavers. Could be another type of mammal. Don't know. Cool. Keep it for later. Study it. Try to wait until I get my answer. Still can't even Google the answer on that. I tried. Nothing ever came up. Yeah. This one's cool. It's flat. Easy to fit into the pocket. And I ended up leaving the rest out there. Still got to know where these things come from. Cool. All right. Almost crystal clear. Better when it was wet. Here's the ear right here. What a cool item. Indeed. What a cool item. Look at that. Human ear on a rock. I've been trying to get a collection together of the, the faces in the rocks and stuff like that. But that is a great example of it. Definitely hang on to that. Definitely hang on to this. Yep. And then the rest of the collection. Some of these are just jokes, and I'm talking about the pieces on the bottom row. But some of these are definitely more authentic than you could ever imagine. But look at this design. The one thing about my little itty bitty tiny pottery collection is that it makes me think possibly that some of the designs that I have in my collection are designs that have never been seen before. Look at that though. The time that it took them to make all those little indentions by using what? Maybe a stick or something. Man. They got the little line at the bottom here. Could have been a bowl. Could have been some kind of dish. A vase. Some kind of pot. Still waiting for the answers. Dang, but that design. One of a kind, possibly. See it better when it was wet. This one's got a little bit of design on it. You can barely make it out. Got a top of a bowl. Bucket, whatever it was. Container. And a few others. But this one here is probably the oldest one. It weighs much more than all these right here. But it's weird. Hold on. It's the same consistency as this one here. No. Dang it. Not even close when it fits. But this one's almost like concrete. Weighs a ton. Got some kind of design on it too. I want to see the people though. I want to see the hand-drawn images. The figurines. Within the dishes. The pots. I want to see the people. Yeah. But what we're looking at here is fine enough. That day's coming though. It is. But these things here, you got the points. Just a joke right here on this one. Could have been a quickie though. I think I'll just hang on to it to study later. Might actually be one. I can tell because of the top. And then how the bottom is made. Could very well be one. More of like a sanding deal than a napping deal. Yeah, cool. Same thing here, probably authentic, just rubbed off. Not really accidental. Broken. Thumb scraper. I kind of quit collecting these, but this one is your perfect example of a real thumb scraper. Perfect example of what that is. Yep. Holding on to that one. Some kind of cutting tool. And then the other pieces of the day. Very nice day indeed. It's been a while since I collected more than one. Yeah, that one's cool too. But then this one. I don't know if that's a Clovis. I tried to research this when I was sitting in the vehicle for about 35 minutes. And everything that I saw looks nothing like this. It's got the straight shaft all the way up to the top. Yeah, and then it gets smaller to the point. Tapers at the top, straight all the way through. But that bottom tells me that's probably, could very well be early archaic. But as far as a Clovis goes, I don't know about that. If it is, we hit it right on something that's probably worth a few $1,000s right here. That is a very, very nice example. And I will never, ever sell it. Could only be worth a couple hundred, could be worth 35. But then these jokes right here, that's a leaf. I saw this in the dark, but when it was wet and flattened, before it dried out, it looked exactly like a perfect point. But how's that so? Look what whoever did that, look what the insects did to the bottom. They started chewing on it, and it made it look like a point. That's wild right there, though. Trying to fool us again, just like they fooled us on this one. Definitely hanging on to this very fragile flake of a rock. Piece of granite rock that I found in a creek on my way out of there in the dark. But there was a broken piece of rock right next to it. The mother lode. What they call the core. A big granite rock right next to this. That was smashed a little bit. I don't know if something stepped on it or what. Maybe it just rolled around until it broke off. But this was sitting right next to it. I'll never forget that one video over the summer when someone out there says, I made this for you. And it took 3 weeks to a month to find what they made. Sitting right on the edge of the creek. Half in the water, half on the gravel bar. I made this for you. Weird. Definitely hanging on to this fragile piece. It's still flaking off though. Maybe they made that for me, knowing that I'd see it. Because I'm always looking for the larger pieces. Yeah. Larger pieces indeed. Hope you enjoyed a little adventure out there. Nice spring-like day. More perfect than you could ever imagine. See you in the next video.